I'm here with David Obi doing a video interview, and he is part of our 2019 Watercolor and Mixed Media exhibition. David, when did you start your passion for art?
The passion for art started when I was at the age of 5 in Nigeria, where I come from.
I did read that you grew up in one of Africa's most populous cities. How does your childhood or your background, does that affect your artwork at all?
Yeah, a little bit. It affected my artwork in a way that after when I have grown up, like to be like 18, this is when I started realizing my surroundings and environment. And then till I left when I was 28 to Sweden, so I saw like another different side of the world. It's totally different from where I'm coming from. So I tried to relate that in some of my painting after that.
Yeah, that's definitely a huge juxtaposition to go to from one of the populous city in Africa to Sweden. It is very different. I can't think of more different places. So a lot of the artwork that we have displayed in this exhibit, there are most of the artwork you actually submitted were portraits. Why do you do portraits of people? They were all so different, yet they were all different stories and emotions.
Well, the portrait is one of my strongest subject, and people, because I try to capture feelings and emotion from people, which I believe I sort of do like a face reading on people. Like when I see random people, I try to kind of talk with them and I get to know them and I tell them about themselves even before they be like, oh wow, how did you do that? So I sort of have this gift of reading faces, kind of.
So this exhibit was mainly a watercolor as well as mixed media exhibit, and it's pretty clear that with all the different artworks here, watercolor can be used in a lot of different ways, and the finished product can look so different. What has your experience been working with watercolor as it's such a versatile medium?
Yeah, watercolor has been also one of my strongest medium that I like since I started. After art school, I just fell in love with watercolor. But I still do, even if I paint with oil and acrylic. So I found watercolor more easy and has more feeling and it's more quicker for me in terms of space, because I have a studio here in Norway where I live now. So my studio, sometimes if I'm not in the studio, I also have a home studio. So to avoid the acrylic stain or oil smell for my kids, so I prefer to work on watercolor. So this is why I've always produced more watercolors than the other mediums. So I find watercolor really interesting.
It's very interesting. I love how yours came out too. They look so different than any other portraits too. We have a couple portraits, we have a couple landscape, we have just so many different things, and even the set of portrait paintings, each one is still just so different. So thank you so much for interviewing, thank you for submitting your work, and thanks for letting us display your beautiful work. And thank you again for this interview.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for giving me the opportunity, and it means so much to me.
No problem. Thank you so much. We loved having your work. We loved displaying it. It's a great hit.